It is more than just a name. It is a way of life. It's a way of philosophy.
This day has been a long time coming.
So Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, everybody.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Hello, I'm Jill Valley, and thank you for joining me in downtown Missoula on this Indigenous Peoples Day. And what a day it has been. You can probably hear the powwow going on at Caris Park right now. That's going to be happening until 6 o'clock. It's been a celebration, a time of remembrance, and so much more as the tribes and the city and the county rededicate what was the Higgins Avenue Bridge to the Beartracks Bridge. And this was done in collaboration with the Salish Kootenai Cultural Advisory Council, the city and county governments of Missoula, and the Montana Department of Transportation. The renaming of the bridge to Beartracks honors the complex history Missoula shares with Indigenous people in this area. But first today, it was a dedication ceremony. As I mentioned, the bridge is being named Grizzly Beartracks. Now you're wondering, who is Grizzly Beartracks? Well, he was actually a leader in the highest stature among the Salish people and one of Chief Charlot's top advisors. Earlier today, I had a conversation with Joe McDonald. Now he's a tribal elder and was president of CSKT. And he told me a story that the night before the tribes crossed that bridge, they camped at what is now 3rd and Higgins, and that's actually where that ceremony was held today. They got as far as Evero Hill, and that's where they camped at the base of. But then Joe tells me Chief Charlot told his tribal members to put on their finest regalia and put on a smile and complete their journey walking into a land they knew nothing about, but to show their pride and to show they were not scared. He told me most of them were just praying the whole time as they were going someplace that they knew nothing about. That was called the Salish Trail of Tears, and that was remembered and reenacted today during a march across the bridge. It was a beautiful event, but I had to wonder what it was like 130 years ago when the circumstances were so much different. The descendants of Grizzly Beartracks, the Vanderbergs, they honored their ancestors today during this dedication and talked about what today's renaming means to them.
For me today, it's not so much a day of celebration, but a time of remembrance and a time to remember everything that my ancestors have gone through just to make sure that I am able to stand here today and I am able to learn my language and my culture and share it with everybody. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, everybody.
As the powwow continues in front of me, I know you can hear it. I was asking some people that I know who are tribal members if today was a happy day. They actually paused and said, you know, it's really more bittersweet considering the history that had to happen for this day to occur. During the ceremony, tribal members did ask the public to not just celebrate with them or they would, but actually to learn about it. And they were asking people to meet the elders, shake their hands, and ask them questions. So we did that as well. Before today's ceremony and celebration started, MTN's Hannah Hislop spoke with Mary Jane Charlot. Here is their conversation.
I'm here with Mary Jane Charlot, who is an elder of the Confederate Salish and Kootenai tribes. Thanks for being with us today. Talk to me a little bit about what you feel being on this bridge and the emotions that this brings to you today.
Well, I think today's a pretty exciting day for tribal members. It's just the idea of the recognition of the tribal people and what they contribute to the area. Like everybody always says, we've been here for time immemorial and time and a millennia. And I just think the recognition, you know, of our presence here is something that I'm really, it makes me feel really proud. And we're here today and we have our family members coming and they get to celebrate on Indigenous Peoples Day. which I think is really important. It's a kind of an emotional day.
Yeah. Talk to me about those emotions that come with this day.
Well, there's a lot of pride, not arrogant pride, but a deep, a real deep pride, and just who you are, and a pride of all the ancestors that have been here before, because without them we wouldn't be here. All the struggles they had and everything to have us be here today and be able to be witness to this. And our children get to see it. Our children are all around us, and they're all going to be here today and participate in this wonderful day.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I mean, we talked, it's a beautiful day to have a dedication.
Yes.
The name Beartracks Bridge, it's important. The things, what we name things is important. Talk to me about the significance of Beartracks Bridge.
Okay, Beartracks was one of Chief Charlot's main chiefs. Like the chief wasn't like the king, he didn't have say over everything. A leader always considers all his people, and so each area had a chief, and they all went to the main head chief, Chief Charlot, with what they had a skill or they had knowledge of something, and Beartracks was one of his biggest helpers, and he was real important to Charlot. Really valued his input and his knowledge, and as everybody knows how the story goes, Chief Charlot refused to leave the Bitterroot because he was being cheated out of it. His mark was falsified, and he was lied to, about staying in the Bitterroot. And his band was the last one to leave the Bitterroot. Things were getting really hard there, and there was no more hunting. There were too many people settled in there with their homesteads, and the people there just wanted the Indians out of there. They're just too much of a reminder of what has happened. So our people were having a hard time to live there in a way that they were used to. And Beartracks finally came after the other bands had moved up here. Beartracks finally went to Charlot and told his chief, he's revered him so much, and he told him, it's time for us to go.
Yeah.
And so Chief Charlot took his word, and the last band moved out of the Bitterroot.
Man, and I know there's so much history that comes with that, and you are the great-great-granddaughter of Chief Charlot. So talk to me a little bit about what you hope people, think and feel as they walk across this bridge and know the history that comes behind it.
Well, I think what I would like them to think of, and I know they're going to see this on TV, and same with those ones watching the television and watching the news, just to remember that it was a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication on our ancestors and all our tribal people, and even our people today that hold up the tribe with their work and their jobs. And they're the ones that we owe so much to. It's all the people that helped. Like our ancestors struggled. They struggled to maintain their lifestyle, and then when they were moved up here, the Salish, they maintained that lifestyle, and they continued to go to their accustomed places, and which is almost all of Montana. But I just hope that everybody realizes that this was a long time coming, and it wasn't real easy to get to this point where we have all our tribal members dressed in their good clothes. This is what I call dressing up, and showing people our pride and that, yeah, we belong here. As far as we all know, this is still Indian country. Yeah. It's still Indian country. And I just hope that a lot of the non-tribal members understand that, we're here and we're not going anywhere. And that saying, we're still here, and they can see us today.
Yeah.
Witness that.
Yeah, how special. Well, Mary Jane, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you taking
thank
the
you.
time.
We're estimating between 300 and 400 people were at today's ceremony today. It was beautiful, very respectful. They unveiled the new signage that explains the bridge. So many people in the regalia talking about their culture. And then after the march, they got to share in more of that under the tent here at Caras Park. It's a First Peoples Market at Caras Park, and it goes on until 6. You can probably hear some of it behind me. There were drums, the powwow, of course, dancers, food trucks, educational materials, and much more. Very well attended. And let me tell you, it also smells really nice out here. Now, even after today's fanfare, the entire Beartracks Bridge is not open at this time. MDT officials told us last week construction was expected to wrap up, but some repairs needed to be completed, including on the west side. But the shared use path, or the walkway on the east side of the bridge, opened today. That's for pedestrians and bicyclists. The west side of the bridge is expected to close for repairs, which will cause traffic to move to the east side. The bridge will not fully open until repairs are complete. However, both the walkways are open. Thank you so much for joining us today on this Indigenous Peoples Day down here in Caras Park. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. If you'd like to learn more about today's events, just go to our website, KPAX.com. We would also like to extend our thanks to the tribal elders who took time to educate us and allow us to participate in today's ceremony.